Good morning. We're going to talk about this tree today. Let's figure this out together, okay? I know you have a lot of questions, and I hopefully can answer them for you. This tree, I set myself up to fail. 10 inches long, this is where I ran short. So now let's just say I went 20. I would still, because I have another section to put in there, I would still run short. Now, taking that into consideration, this one is 22 inches long. That'll bring me, we're going to go from the top because that's the longest point. If I set this on my hoop at 22 inches and factor in, we're putting in another one, that's going to take up another whole space because you're using that much more wire. So let's just put that there. That's only because of what it will take to actually twist this into the second row. Now, you still have a good amount of wire. This is 22 inches. I don't think that it would come up short. If I were to do this tree over, I would either do the 22. I could cut a few 22. I don't even think I would do 22 on this, only because of how horrible it was. No, 22 is good. We could do this with 22. So if you were going to do this over again, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to have 12 wires, 22 gauge, in a 5-inch hoop, and you're going to make your little branches 22 inches long. And you're going to make 24 of them. And the reason for that is the second row. Now, let's think about this. I'm making this tree over again, and I have questions about how I would do it in a bigger hoop. All right, I would still use 12 wires, okay? I tried it in a bigger hoop with 12 wires, and this is the fullness that you would achieve. The only difference is your branches wouldn't be as thick as these because I cut them. I twisted that on and then I cut it. The extra wires from the little branch I cut, and it was a bad decision. Now, see, like this is not acceptable. I should have just left it alone, brought them all down, and made a beautiful root system at the bottom. So this is a fail, but this is 30 inches long, okay? So from the top to the bottom, push it up another whole flower length, which is right there. You still have room to twist and room for a root system. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this over again, and I will do the complete thing over, not all the flowers, and explain and present it the way it should have been done in this one. I watched this tutorial last night, and it was painful. I just couldn't even believe that I did that. It's not that it was a bad tree, it's just the frustration. You could see it in my presentation, and that's not the kind of tutorial I want to make. It's not a good representation of myself. So, I'm doing this over again today in a 5-inch hoop. I will use 24 wires. I'll make 24 double branches, and I'll make it 30 inches long. So with that, I hope I answered some of your questions. I'm going to go back into my comments and answer them there. Now, before I go, another thing to take into consideration is how you twist. You may twist really loose and long. And here, I twisted this tight and angry and frustrated, and it came out tighter but sloppy. Consider this. The more wire you use, the longer the wire, and you keep them together, the thicker your trunk is going to be. It's going to take more wire. And not only that, the more branches you make, the size of your beads, everything is a factor in how long you need to cut your wires. Bigger beads take more wire. Now, for this one, if you wanted to use the same as I did, I had a question about the size of these beads. These are 6/0, which are about 4 millimeter. You could get them in 4 millimeter. That's for the seed beads. Now, the little bicones, those are 4 millimeter. Let's say you didn't want to use little bicone crystals. You could do this whole tree in the seed beads and use little leaves of 3 if that is what your preference would be. So that's one thing to consider. Also, how you want to make your little flower. I went ahead and I messed around. If you don't want to make the flower like I did, which I think it's kind of cute, but it's not necessary. I think I might actually use the 5 that I originally start with, do them all in this fuchsia color because I like it. And then I'll put a little pink one in the middle. Now, if you don't want to use this kind of a branch, let's just take a look at something else. I went ahead and made 2 because I was just messing around last night. If you did them with just seed beads, 5, your leaf would look like that. Let's see if you can see that. I think that's adorable. It's less work, less beads, and just as pretty. Same here. This is 7. Instead of 5, you have 7 to make a leaf shape. And that would look just as pretty. And you do it the same way. You bring it up to the top, if that's what you chose. I like it to stick out, and I actually think something like this would look really pretty. So, we're gonna leave it at this for now, and I'm gonna think a little bit more about what I'm gonna do, and then I will share it with you. So, I will be back. I will do this tutorial step by step, and we'll figure this out. I'll see you soon.